Another bad night?
I don't know how you do it, I really don't. You've got your trial coming up on Friday, yet you still manage to lie there snoring like a pig, while me, I'm tossing and turning all night, the sweat's lashing out of me.
Well, you won't have to put up with it when I'm in jail, will
Like
you?
going to bed with a chainsaw.
Oh, I see. That's why you're not standing by me, is it? So you can get the bed all to yourself? Is that what you want?
A decent night's sleep is what I want.
And I know you're under a lot of pressure, love, we all are. But all I'm asking is that you stay calm and do what most other women wouldn't think twice about doing.
Tell a lie in court.
No, love. Tell a little white lie to protect your husband. Look, if we stick together, stand up to Moffat's threats, we can get through this.
I feel I could handle it all a lot better if I wasn't so tired all the time.
Why don't you get yourself down to medical centre, see if they'll give you something?
Oh, I don't know.
I need you on the ball, love. I'm relying on you.
Morning.
All right.
Birthday cards arrived yet?
No.
Oh, there'll be a mountain of them tomorrow. You okay?
Which will take us up nicely to the film of the day, My Turn.
Dad? Are you all right?
I was talking to Nikki the other day.
Were you?
She was talking about Jerome moving back in.
Back in here?
Yeah. You don't like the idea?
There's no room.
We can make room.
How?
Well, when the doctor moved in, it was only supposed to be temporary, wasn't it?
But he's settled in now.
And you've made him feel very welcome. But I'm sure he'd understand.
Ray, I am not going to kick Neil out just for Jerome's convenience.
Well, I'm not just thinking of Jerome, I'm thinking of Nikki as well.
It's not going to happen.
Well, the thing is, I've already told her it will happen.
You've what?
I've told Nikki that Jerome can move back in again.
And Neil's moving out?
Yeah.
Over my dead body.
Can't do that.
Why not?
Well, it's not right.
People frame the degree certificates, don't they? Why can't I frame me decree absolute?
Because it's different.
Look great up on the wall where my guardian cutting used to be, that.
Dad, will you listen to me? You can't put that on the wall.
Why not?
It's an insult.
Who to?
To me mum. Imagine how she'll feel when she comes round and sees that where a wedding photo used to be. Splitting up's caused her enough pain. This is just rubbing her nose into it.
No, you're right. I don't need a piece of paper on a wall to tell me that I'm free of your mother.
What is it you're looking for?
Suntan lotion.
Why does he need that?
Well, I don't want to get skin cancer any more than you do.
Oh, no, I didn't mean... I wasn't being funny.
Excuse me, have you got any suntan lotion?
Not much call for it in November, love. Going away, are you?
Yeah, Tenerife.
Very nice. Are you going together?
First I've heard of it.
You can't make a decision like that without consulting me.
I'm consulting you now.
And the answer's no. Neil's staying where he is.
Jessie, enough is enough.
What are you talking about?
I've been patient, I've stood and watched, and I've said nothing.
About what?
You making a fool of yourself.
How am I making a fool of myself?
With a man half your age.
Who, Neil?
You're acting like a lovesick teenager.
Don't tell me you're jealous of him.
You've got a crush on him.
Don't be ridiculous. Neil is our guest. He pays rent. Twice as much as Jerome ever did. So yes, I look after him. I make him comfortable.
You're ironing his underpants.
So?
Well, when was the last time you ironed my underpants?
Is that what this is all about?
No.
It's you who's making a fool of yourself.
Yeah, I'm terrified to go in the fridge in case I touch something that's been left for Neil.
He's our lodger.
And I'm your husband.
He pays for his room and board.
You're not interested in me anymore.
Of course I am.
Since he's moved in, you've had your hair done, you spent all sorts of money on clothes and all sorts of stuff.
I had me hair done. What do you want me to do? Walk around looking like Ela Sharples?
And when he's due back from work, from the surgery, you put your lipstick on and you sent.
Oh, you want me to stop making an effort, is that it?
No,
I'm not dead yet, you know.
And you laugh at all his jokes.
He's a funny man.
Well, he's not that funny.
Well, I like him, and he likes me.
You just want to have sex with him. Oh. Oh, Jessie! Jessie! Oh, Jessie! Jess, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Jess.
You decided what you're doing for your birthday yet?
I've given it a bit of thought, yeah.
Well, do you fancy going out somewhere? Us two and the kids?
No.
Oh, come on, Dad, it's your 50th. It's a big occasion.
Well, no.
Oh, don't you think you should make a special effort? It'll do you the world of good.
It's a double celebration and all. Now the divorce has come through.
So don't you think you should do something?
I am doing something.
Like what?
I'm having a party!
Dad, don't you think it's a bit short notice to organise a party?
Well, it would be if I hadn't already organised it.
When did you organise that?
Day after Emily's. Did the invite on my computer.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise party then, would it?
You're organising your own surprise birthday party.
Yeah. Well, there's no chance of you doing it, is there?
Who's coming?
Everyone. It's going to be the party of the year. And it'll be the first Corkills reunion in donkey's years. It's going to blow Emily's 18th out of the water.
You can't stay in there all day, Jess. Open the door so we can talk.
No.
I didn't mean to embarrass you.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed.
Well, open the door then.
I'm shocked. Shocked and disgusted.
I'm sorry, Jess, but it had to be said.
I've seen a different side to you today, Ray Hilson.
I think it'll be better for everybody if Neil moves out.
You're wrong, Ray. And I'm not coming out until you admit it and take back everything you've just said.
You going to the walk-in centre?
Yeah.
Casey will probably be there, you know.
Oh, I've got no argument with Casey.
No, you're as thick as thieves, you two, aren't you?
Ron, you said yourself I should see a doctor.
I know, love, I know. I'm sorry. Just be careful, eh?
Okay. See you later.
I'll probably still be in the bath when you get back.
Okay. Oh. Have you got your master key handy?
How do you mean?
Oh, for the deadlock. I've lent mine to Rachel.
Oh, yeah, well, it'll be in my kecks upstairs.
We'll have to have another one cut, you know.
All right, love, it's only in the wardrobe. I'll throw them down to you.
Well, who are you going with?
Some of the girls, college mates.
How many?
6 of us.
When was this arranged?
Yesterday, it was just a cheap last-minute thing. Oh, you're not going to get all heavy about this, are you?
Well, if I booked a week away with some of the lads from the footy team and didn't bother to tell you about it, wouldn't you get all heavy?
No?
Just saying that because you know can't afford it.
No, I'm just saying it because it's true. I like going out with you, Steve. We have a laugh. But I'm not going to stop having a laugh with my mates.
Me neither.
I did that once with his brother. Never again.
Fair enough. Wonder what he's doing around here.
Up to no good, that's for sure.
The lights aren't here. Look, I'm not going to hurt you. There's no need to run. No need to do anything stupid.
Please, I'm not very well. I was just on my way to see a doctor.
Have you made your mind up about what you're going to say in court, yeah?
You're not allowed to do this to me.
Aren't I?
It's intimidating a witness. I could go to the police.
You could have done that bomb night. So why didn't you?
I was scared. But I will do this time if you don't leave me alone.
Auntie, you've got it all wrong. When someone intimidates a witness, what they say is, drop the charges or I'll kill your kids. Or they say, if you say what really happened that night, I'll cut your face up. All I'm saying is tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Auntie, you're a decent woman. You like to do the right thing. So what's so intimidating about that?
You don't know what the truth is. You went there.
I was.
I don't believe you. You're bluffing.
I came through the woods, got in through your back door. I didn't really have a plan. I just wanted to get you back. Then out of nowhere, our Clint appears. Turns out he'd been behind me all the time. He'd followed me. He told me to put everything back and to get out. He was trying to protect you. He was on your side. We started arguing. Then all of a sudden the living room door opens and your husband shouts, "Get out or I'll shoot." And he pulled the trigger. Ackland didn't stand a chance. I hid round the corner in the dark. I heard you come in. You switched the light on, and that's when I saw him, lying there, covered in all that blood. I heard you ring the police. I heard the baby start crying. And I had Jimmy Corkhill come in. I heard you tell Corkhill that you'd warned him not to go downstairs. I heard Corkhill say that he'd warned him not to get a gun. And I heard him, your husband, going on and on. Why didn't he tell me? Why didn't he say who he was? He never said who he was because he never got the chance. Ackland was there to do you a lot of favour. But your Ron never even bothered to find that out. You know it, and I know it. And if you don't say it in court, I will. If you try to lie, I'll expose you. I'll give evidence. Then he'll get done for murder, and you'll go down for perjury.
Well, my mum's going in to see the headmistress about him on Friday. In the meantime, my dad's taking him there and back, and our Adele's looking after him in the playground. But I mean, that's not going to be, is it?
No. Listen, Steve, I'm going to have to get back to work.
Did you ever get bullied?
It's a fact of life, isn't it?
Not for me, it wasn't.
Well, if you're different, you stand out, and you're always a target.
But Anthony's not different.
Well, then he should be able to blend into the background then, shouldn't he? That's what my mum and dad used to tell me. Keep your head down, keep quiet, be polite, and no one will ever bother you.
Is that what you did?
Do you know, one wet break time, Lorraine Nelson tried to make me sing Onward Christian Soldiers. I told her that I didn't know the words. And the next thing you know, her mate passes me this hymn book. So I'm standing on my desk in the middle of the classroom, looking at this book and crying in front of all the class. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, this blending into the background thing, it's never going to work.
So what did you do? Did you sing it?
I kicked her in the head. She was just at the right height.
Dead hard you, aren't you?
No, not really. I'll see you when I get back from my holiday, yeah?
Yeah, if you like. Nisha?
Yeah?
Have a nice time.
Thanks.
Come in.
Oh, you looked in a bit of a hurry there, kid. You all right? What's happened?
Go on, open the door. It's beyond a joke now.
It's been beyond a joke since the moment you opened your filthy mouth.
Right. If that's the case, I'm going out.
Goodbye.
Aren't you interested where I'm going?
Not in the slightest. And don't come back until you've come to your senses and spoken to Jerome.
This is your last credit card bill. Well, I'm gone. Have a good read of it.
What for?
Well, when we come back, you can look us both in the face and tell us you haven't tried to spend a fortune on a man half your age.
What do you mean, us?
I'm going to bring Neil back with me, tell him what we've been talking about, and see what he has to say.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare do that!
Did you get your degree absolute this morning?
Yeah?
So did my dad.
How was he?
Okay.
Not turning cartwheels or anything?
No. How about you? How are you feeling?
End of an era, isn't it?
You'll be all right.
Oh, there's no need to worry about me, love. No, I'll be all right. I've just been promoted. Oh, you got the job? Area manager. I start in 2 weeks. Congratulations. And I've decided that today is going to be my last day behind this counter. I've got some holidays, though, and you know, I can't think of a better time to take them. It really is the end of an era. Let's think of it as the start of a new one, eh? Not for me, it's not. It might be, love. I've put in a good word for you, you know. I think they might offer you my old job. Great, thanks.
He heard you say that you warned Ron not to get a gun in the first place. Is it true? Did you say that?
Yeah.
You see? He was here. He was definitely here. What am I going to do?
Anthea, is that you?
Yeah?
Tollican here, boy. She's scared the living daylights out of me.
Sorry.
You're back early. Did you see a doctor?
No.
How come?
I'll tell you when you've had your bath. You'll wake Mike up shouting down the stairs like that.
Thought he was down there with you.
He's on nights.
What have you talking to then?
It's only me, Ron.
What are you doing here?
I called round to invite you all to my birthday party. I'm 50 tomorrow.
Oh. All right. OK, I'll get dressed. I'll be down in a minute.
Will you two shut up? Mike's on nights.
Sorry.
What am I going to do, Jimmy?
Well, look, you married Ron for better or worse, remember? And if you meant that, if you still love him, then you've got no choice. You've got to say whatever it takes to keep him out of jail.
It's not that simple.
It is. And if you can't do that, Anthea, then you and Ron have got no future together, and you're going to have to leave him. It is as simple as that.
Leave him and go where? Across the close to you? Is that what you want?
Get a grip, will you? That's the last thing you need.
I thought we had an understanding. I thought we could confide in each other.
We can. Look, I know you're in a difficult position, but it's a pretty straightforward choice you've got to make when you think about it. Support your husband or lose him.
Yeah, OK, thanks, Jim. Thanks for nothing. Now, if you don't mind.
Look, Anthea, I'm sorry to be so blunt.
Forget it.
Look, if you're any more hassle from Robbie...
Look, just get out, will you?
OK, OK.
Right, I'll see you soon.
My dad's having a party for his birthday tomorrow. Don't suppose he's invited you?
No.
Would you fancy coming anyway?
No.
Well, all the family's going to be there, apparently.
I don't think so, Linz.
Well, would you mind bringing Wills round then? It'd really mean a lot to him.
OK. But I won't be going into the house.
Next time you set foot in this place, he'll be his area manager.
I'll be working behind a desk in head office. Don't think there'll be any need for me to come back.
Well, now you're on more money, you might be able to get a car. You'll be back here as a customer.
To be honest with you, Linz, I wouldn't care if I never step foot in this place again.
I know what you mean. I'll be with you in a minute. Good luck, Mum.
Thanks, love. See you.
What pumps it, please?
I don't really want to sleep with him, you know.
But you thought about it, though, didn't you?
Well, in here, I'm the same as I always was. In here, anything is possible. But in the real world... In the real world, I'd run a mile. I'd die of embarrassment. I'm just a mother figure to him. I'm too old to be anything else.
If that was true, I wouldn't be jealous, would I?
It is true.
No, it's not. You're still a good catch. And I didn't want to lose you. That's why I had to make my stand.
You made a stand to stop me making a fool of myself, not because you thought there was ever any chance of me running off with a younger man.
Well, it's happening all over now. Look at that Kirk Douglas's lad, that Welsh girl.
It's not the same.
And not to mention them next door.
Older men don't seem to mind making fools of themselves for some reason. But I won't be doing it again, I can promise you that. It was just like a silly little teenage crush. A little flutter in the stomach that made me feel young again.
Don't I make your stomach flutter anymore?
It's fluttering right now.
You must be hungry.
I love you, Ray.
I love you too.
I've led you a dog's life recently, haven't I? I've neglected you something rotten.
It's no bother.
Do you think Neil realised what was going on?
No. No, all he's thinking about is you're just a good landlady, that's all.
I'd die if he found out.
He won't. I'll tell him that Jerome wants to move back to be near Nicky, and he's got to find somewhere else.
No. I'll do it. Tonight, when he comes in from work.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So what happened then? How come you didn't make the walk-in centre?
I bumped into Robbie Moffat, that's why.
What did you do?
I'll tell you what he did. He proved he was there when you shot Clint. He knew everything, every last little detail. What you said, me putting the light on, the baby crying, Jimmy Corkill coming in. He was definitely there.
It's not a surprise, really, is it? I always knew that he had something to do with it.
And you know what else he said?
What?
He broke in on his own. But Clint followed him here to try and stop him from doing any harm. Clint was on our side. He was trying to get him out the house. You shot and killed an innocent man.
If it is true Clint came here to stop Robbie, then it's Robbie's fault he's dead, not yours.
All right, Uncle Jim.
Rod, nice to see you.
Oh, welcome home.
Cheers.
Enjoy your birthday, Jim.
Thanks.
And the rest of your life.
And if they do put me in jail, I won't be getting out. Can't you two understand that?
Ali McBeal tonight at 10, and our heroine has a question of loyalty. Stay with for our second visit to Brookie. And there's a surprise guest at Jimmy's birthday bash.
It makes no difference.
Michael, it makes a lot of difference. Proves Katie Rogers was right. She always said that he was innocent, that he wouldn't hurt a fly. Now it turns out that he was trying to do us a good turn. What thanks does he get, eh? Bullet in the chest.
The trial starts on Friday, and you've got to keep focused on the facts. Now, if it is true Clint came here to stop Robbie, then it's Robbie's fault he's dead, not yours.
I'll do it.
I haven't even finished buttering my bread yet.
Oh, it's okay. It'll only be your Nan and Will's. It's still too early for the guests to arrive yet.
I was going to do Nana some butties to take home with her.
She'll just have to wait then, won't she?
Go and tell her, Mum.
Okay, I'm doing it. Oh, wasn't that my mum, Ben?
No.
With you?
Trey says you can't come. Never thought you would, to be honest. Still, it's the thought that counts, isn't it, eh? They're nice, aren't they? Let's get them in a vase.
I'm sorry this has happened all so suddenly, Neil.
It's okay.
I feel like we're pushing you out.
Excuse me.
Don't be daft.
Do you have to do that now? Neil's packing.
It's okay. I'm done.
Oh, hey, do you want a hand to load this in the car?
There's no need.
Oh, it's no bother.
He said Clint followed him here to try and put a stop to what was going on. He said Clint was completely innocent, and I believe him. That's why I haven't done any tea, Rachel. I just haven't felt like cooking.
Shall I go to Chippy then?
Don't be stupid, Michael.
Oh, I don't mind. I'll be glad to get out the house before she says, I told you so.
I did tell you though, didn't I?
Ah, how's the decorating?
Pardon?
The decorating. I was talking to Jackie the other day. She said you were redecorating, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, eventually.
All right. Let me know when you want to do the tiles.
Tiles? What tiles?
Well, didn't Jackie mention it?
No.
Oh, right. Well, it's a bit awkward, you see. I've got these load of tiles in my garage belonging to, well, Susanna, you know. I was going to do her kitchen last year, if you remember. Well, you know what happened.
Yes, I remember.
See, Jackie said she was going to write me a cheque, you know, but... Well, it must have slipped her mind.
How much?
£257.76p. I know it's a lot, but they're very good tiles, you know. And I said I'd lay them for nothing.
Oh, right. Well, it's no bother. I can put kitchen tiles through on the business account. Shall I make the cheque out to your good self?
Oh, yes, please, yeah. When would you like me to bring them round?
Oh, it's all right, Ray. You keep them yourself. I'm sure you'll find some use to them.
Oh, right, yes, well, if you don't want them.
All right.
Hi, Jim. Happy birthday.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Brought you a card.
Nice one. You coming in, son? Come on.
See you tomorrow. Tell Lindsay I'll pick Wills up from school tomorrow.
Do you want to come in?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Up to you.
Do you want me to come in?
Kinda does.
But you don't.
You could have a drink on my birthday, couldn't you?
Just the one, then.
There's no need to look quite so pleased with yourself.
I'm sorry, Jess. I just can't help it.
He's going to be sleeping on someone's couch tonight.
Ah. Look, I've got you back to myself. I've got a cheque for £257 in my pocket. It's not the worst day I've had. Come on.
I was going to get you a pair of those. Did your mum get you these? Zip-ups. Nice, aren't they? So, how's the new job going?
I haven't started it yet.
Who'd have thought today? Jackie Corkill, area manager.
I'm not Jackie Corkill anymore.
Well, changed your name, have you?
Gonna make a fresh start, you might as well do it properly.
Yeah, good for you. Oh, I wonder who that is now, eh? At the door.
Really, whoever they are. I should get going.
Oh, you're all right. Stay there. Finish your drink. Say hello to the guests. They're all friends and family.
Oh, Wills, look what you've done. Kylie, love. Take him upstairs. Get some clean pants on him while I mop it up.
It's the same fellow as before. Can you believe that? Gonna be like the Chelsea flower show in here. Never mind a birthday party.
Oh, someone else not coming?
Billy and Sheila.
What's this, Jimmy?
Don't start, Mum.
You know what it is.
What did you do with the photograph? Burn it?
No.
Look, we don't need another argument tonight.
Lindsay, I'm never going to argue with your father again.
Oh, yeah. That'll be a first.
Want a bet?
You can't help yourself.
Well, just wait, you'll see.
You'd have to wire your jaw up first. And what's so funny? What are you laughing at?
This? Us? It's typical.
Yeah, well, seemed a good idea at the time.
Do you remember where this come from?
Yeah. The wedding photographer.
At our reception, he asked the photographer whether or not he had a lot of work on. Turned out he had another wedding to do the following week. So that's when Jimmy breaks into his studio, pinches our negatives and a box of albums and a couple of dozen of these. And the following week, he's banging on the poor fella's door, demanding compensation for the loss of our negatives.
Yeah, well, serves him right. He was a rip-off merchant, that fella.
Do you know, if we still had something to fight for, I'd have wrapped this round your head today. But we don't, it's over. I don't care if you take a slide of this and project it on the side of the house. I don't care if you make a billboard of it. Or take a full-page advert in the Echo. It was really hard for me to come in here before. This is still my house. Except it's different. The ornaments are nearly in the right place, but not quite. The coffee table's gone. It's like when you come back from holiday and it's the same, but not the same. Except it's never going to be the same now. And that's why I'm never going to set foot in this house again.
Oh, welcome home.
Cheers.
Oh, right, Is Neil gone?
Yeah.
Where's Jessie and Ray?
Expect a welcome home party, did you?
Come on, Em, please, don't be like that.
Oh, what do you expect me to do? Roll out a red carpet for them?
Look, it's my life, my decision. It's nothing to do with you. You don't even live here anymore.
All right, son. Good to have you back.
Thanks, Ray.
Jessie won't be long. She's getting ready for Jimmy's party. Are you two coming this evening?
I think we're going to have to give it a miss.
Yeah, we're going to stay in and get the unpacking out the way.
Say no more. Come on, I'll give you a hand with your luggage.
Oi, you got to remember this time, Daisy Ollies. Will you ever hurt my sister again? And you've had it. So watch your step.
Grow up, Emily. I made a mistake here, but you've made a few in your time, so don't lecture me.
I'll be off then. See you, Mum.
Jackie,
What?
take this with you.
No, you keep it.
Sure.
I don't want it.
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. Enjoy your birthday, Jim.
Thanks.
And the rest of your life.
And you.
Bye, Jim.
Bye, Jack.
Hi, Uncle Jim.
What? Nice to see you.
What's going on with your windows?
Yeah, a bit of a long story, that, but it's finally over. Come inside. I'll tell you all about it.
She should be told.
Look, I feel sorry for Katie. I really do. My heart goes out to her.
Despite the fact she spat in his face.
Well, can you blame her?
I can blame her, yeah.
Everyone kept saying that Clint was a thief and a scumbag.
Oh, but just because his brother says different.
And all the evidence seemed to say that. And yet Katie loved him. She wanted to marry him. She thought she knew him. No wonder she was cracking up. But now we can put her mind at rest.
What, by putting him behind bars?
No, it'll be a lot of comfort to know that Clint was the man she thought he was. Isn't that right?
Yeah. It will not be a lot of comfort. It'll be a crumb of comfort.
Well, that's still something.
It's a crumb of comfort for Katie versus the rest of his life in jail. There's no contest, Rachel.
I'm absolutely made up to see you, Bod. Yeah, you made my day. Especially after your now fella let me down. How is he, by the way?
Oh, he's all right. Except he weighs about 18 stone now.
Get out of it.
18 stone and grey as a badger.
That'll be Sheila, that.
What, the weight or the hair?
Well, probably. You know what women are like. She still got that flower shop?
She's got two now.
Yeah, thought as much.
So, what about you? How are you getting on? I believe you've had a few ups and downs lately.
Yeah, pal, you know. All part of life's rich tapestry. Hey, did you hear about my tapestry?
No?
Stay there. Go and get me scrapbook. You'll like this. Lindsay, put some music on, will you? Get us in the mood.
They wouldn't let Tim move in because they didn't like him, even though he'd done nothing wrong.
Oh, apart from going to jail.
What? This was before that. But him, he cheated on you. He broke your heart, and you're letting him in like nothing's happened.
It's not as if nothing's happened. We all know what he did, and he won't be allowed to forget it.
Oh, will you shut up, Nan?
Don't worry, look, I've learnt my lesson and it won't happen again.
Come on, everyone, we're going to be late.
We wish Jimmy a happy birthday for us.
Well, why don't you come on after and tell him yourself?
We might. Once Jerome's emptied his bags, see how we feel.
OK. See you later.
See you later.
Ta-ra. I'll get that.
How do you think he seems, Rod?
Your dad?
Yeah.
Seems on good form.
And don't you think he seems a bit excitable?
Well, he's bound to be, isn't he? He divorced yesterday, 50 today. It's all happening for him.
I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. I was just with my mum gone, you know, I feel it's my responsibility.
Were you scared of getting stuck with him?
A bit, yeah.
I thought you'd have flown a nest by now.
Oh, it just seems harder and harder to actually do.
But you gotta make the break sometime.
Well, this illness of my dad's, it's not like a cold. Well, you don't ever get rid of it, you've just got to deal with it. And I feel someone should be here for him.
It looks like he's dealing with it fine to me. He seems exactly the same as he always was.
Do you think?
Yeah. He's always been off his head.
Just you.
Katie's been a friend to this family for years.
Was, isn't anymore.
Well, can't you get it into your thick head? She's been going through hell.
Yeah, and so have we.
Doubting herself, doubting her fiancé.
He wasn't her fiancé.
They never got that far.
And do you think that makes it easier
Look,
for
just
her?
stop making it out to be more tragic than she is.
It is tragic.
By the time you two have finished, you'll be safe shot walking up the aisle.
Jackie, tell them. Tell them she deserves to know.
I'm sorry he's dead. I wish that it hadn't happened. But there's nothing we can do about it now,
There is something we can do about Katie, though. We can put her mind at rest about what he was up to that night.
She doesn't want her mind at rest. She loves being the wailing woman. She's in her element.
That is so unfair, Mike.
Can't you wait until after the trial?
She could have killed herself by then.
Oh, get a grip, Auntie. She's not going to kill herself.
And how do you know?
Because she wants to see me dad go down. She's been dreaming about it for months.
And if they do put me in jail, I won't be getting out. Can't you two understand that? I'm 53 years of age. I'm not in the best of health. If they find me guilty, I'll die in that jail.
It's stifling in here.
Do you really think that if we told Katie what Robbie said, it'd make things worse for your dad?
It's obvious, innit? In fact, I don't know why we're still arguing. I should be in work.
What do you think, Jackie? I mean, you were Katie's best mate for years. Don't you think we should tell her the truth?
No. I agree with Mike and my dad.
Thank you, Jackie. Now, you know what that proves, Rachel? Blood is thicker than water. And if you'd have been born a Dixon instead of marrying one, you'd think the same.
What about you, Max? You've just married one. What do you think?
I think sometimes it's better to keep quiet.
Thanks, Maxie.
Maybe they're right.
I thought Anthea might be here.
Well, she's got a lot of other things on her mind now that the trial's due to start.
When?
Friday.
No, when?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she's been under a lot of pressure, you know. In fact, she had a bit of a go at me last time I saw her. Yeah, that's why I thought, you know, party would do her good, let off a bit of steam.
Oh, she might be here later.
Yeah, and she might not. Like Jono's just been on the phone, he can't make it either. Is your Nicky coming?
Oh, I doubt it, to be honest. She's just got back together with Jerome, and I think they've got other plans for tonight, if you know what I mean.
Right, yeah. She was talking about interviewing me for this essay she's doing in college.
Oh, yeah, I remember. She said something about that the other day.
Yeah, well, tell her any time, you know, just to give us a knock.
Right.
Will do.
How's work?
Boring. Still more lively than this. 6 adults and 2 kids. How sad's that? If that's all I turn up when I'm 50, I'm gonna stop myself.
That Rod one used to be a busy as well.
No wonder everyone stayed away. Hey, do you invite your mate Becky?
No, can't get hold of her.
She still haven't got your course back?
Nope. Tim, go and get changed, you stink.
Love you too.
How big is he?
None of your business.
Hey, no more secrets or you're out on your ear. That was the deal, remember?
Look, I just don't want to talk about it. It depresses me.
Come on, how big is he?
1,200.
That's nothing.
So did you speak to this finance woman about your fees?
Yeah.
And what did she say?
She was trying to get me to take out a hardship loan. I mean, I've got a 9 grand student loan, a £2,000 overdraft, and she wants me to take out another debt as well.
What choice have you got, Aim?
Oh, they let me defer paying them until January.
Yeah, but you're still not going to be able to afford it then, are you?
I might, if I can get a few extra hours in the bar, but the thing is, the more time that I spend working, the less time I spend studying.
Catch-22. If you don't work, you don't pay your fees, so you don't get your exams. If you do work, you can't study, so you still don't get your exams.
If you ever finish this course, I'm going to be about 15 grand in debt. That's half a house.
Let's just forget about our debts for tonight, eh?
As far as I'm concerned, today is year 0, the start of the rest of my life. And I wanted to celebrate it. I went to a lot of trouble to organise a big do for tonight, and 8 of you turned up. Now, most people might be a bit down about that, but not me. That might be due to my medication, but I don't think so. I know why a lot of people I invited didn't come tonight. They were scared. Even my own brother. See, people have heard I've had a few mental health problems, and, well, it frightens them. And they shouldn't be frightened. You see, the truth is, a man who's been out on the ale is more likely to be a danger to you than a man with a mental illness. There's no shame in it. I'm not ashamed of my breakdown. I'm ashamed of a lot of things, but not my breakdown. I've done time in jail. I'm ashamed of that. But you see, if I'd been back in jail this past year instead of just into a mental hospital, well, our Billy would have been here tonight. You see, jail's got a macho glamour, hasn't it? You know. He'd have been here saying, "Now, was it, kid? You know, was it tough? How did it feel?" See, lose your freedom, that's okay. But lose your marbles and no one wants to talk about it. You're stigmatised. But my breakdown was something that had to happen. Not being free, that's something that shouldn't happen. No, you can avoid that. And today, for the first time in years, I feel totally free. And I want to thank you lot for that. See, most of the people who've got me through this past year are here now. And that's what matters. And those that didn't come, well, they're all part of the past anyway, you know. I mean, to be honest, you shouldn't be here, Vod. You know, no offence.
None taken.
Because today is about the future. And I feel quite optimistic about that. I'm looking forward to my next 50 years. I feel good. Yeah, I feel free. And I finally feel I'm in control. So, thanks for coming. And, yeah, thanks for being there for me. Nice one. And while our Will blows out the candles on my cake for me, oh, he's a good lad, I'd like to propose a toast to, to freedom!
Freedom! If Robbie admits he was here, he'll go down for breaking and entering.
At least.
And he's not going to do that.
What if he does?
He won't. He was probably just trying to scare you.
Oh, you didn't see him.
Anthea, he just wants you to do his dirty work for him. If you say what he wants, he doesn't have to give a statement.
Then he stays out of jail.
Well, let's go on the attack. Go to the police. Tell them he was there. Tell them he's been trying to intimidate me.
He's definitely going to give a statement then, isn't he?
He'd have nothing to lose.
But I think he feels so strongly he'll give a statement anyway.
Anthea, look, you don't know him like I do. Now, I know he's upset about Clint.
More than upset.
But deep down, he only cares about himself. He wouldn't put his neck on the line for anyone.
Well, I think he would.
You're wrong.
Well, doesn't my opinion count for anything?
Not in this, it doesn't.
If he admits he was there, proves to the court he was there, tells them what he said to me, then it's going to look like we've got something to hide.
It doesn't matter if he was there.
It does to me.
Yeah, but we don't have to argue whether he was there or not.
What's all this we? It won't be you in the witness box, Max.
If he was there, it would be better for us. It could mean it was 2 against 1. It would have given Ron even more reason to feel in danger.
Exactly.
But Clint was on his side.
But he didn't know that, though, did he?
But he would have done if he'd let the lad get a word out.
And that's what you've got to avoid saying. Any other details that Robbie might come up with don't matter.
Listen to him, Anthony. He knows what he's talking about.
What if he tells them he stopped me in the pathway yesterday? Why didn't I go straight to the police?
Just deny it ever happened.
Yeah, no one saw you.
It's your word against his.
You're a respectable married woman.
And he is a total scumbag.
His whole family are scumbags.
We don't even know Clint wasn't in on it.
He might have just been saying it.
He is a head worker.
Look, I can't do this.
You've got to.
Either you tell a little white lie...
Little?
Or I spend the rest of my life in jail.
You can do it.
It's your word against his.
But he's the one telling the truth! Oh.
Are you all right?
I knew if your husband gets sent down for murder. Do you want to take a seat?
I feel like I belong in the dock more than your dad does.
Hey, neither of you belong there. You remember that.
An agreement. Police don't agree to stop. They have to be forced. And it's your job to force them.
That explains it then, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, why you been acting like a mad woman over the trial?
More from our Scouse mates on Friday at 8. Coming next. Our children being put at risk by the system which deals with paedophiles. A Dispatch's investigation.
How's it going, Pops?
Oh, all right. Considering I'm up on trial for murder this afternoon. Were they all right with you about being late last night?
Yeah, they were great about it. All the lads are right behind you, you know.
Oh, well, that's great then, isn't it, eh? That's all I need. 12 cocky watchmen on the jury.
Have I got time for a kip before we go, do you think?
Yeah.
Where's Auntie?
She's still not feeling right, so I sent her down to the medical centre for a checkup.
Hang on a minute, whose trial is it? You're the one with the dodgy heart. It should be you going for the checkup.
Yeah, I know some, but I need her on the ball, don't I?
She might bump into Katie, you know. I think she'll keep her mouth shut.
Said she would.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
I thought you might have taken today off.
No, just a savvy. Sorry to disappoint you.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm at work. But why are you here? What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, it seems really petty now.
Come on, what's the problem?
It's a few things. I just don't feel right. I'm having trouble sleeping. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come here, but I needed an appointment to see my doctor, and with the trial starting today, I'm sorry, Katie. I'm sorry.
Anthea, you don't have to go. You turned up at Clint's funeral. I appreciate that. If you want to see someone here, it's okay.
There's so much I wish I could say to you.
Forget it. Who's your GP?
It was Dr. Roebuck. Are you dreading this afternoon?
I'm nervous, like. I just can't believe what people are saying about Clint. My only hope is that this child will finally prove his innocence.
I hope it does, Katie. I really do.
And I hope your husband gets sent down for murder. Do you want to take a seat?
A week we've had to wait for this appointment, and still she keeps us hanging round.
I know.
I said I were back in work by 10. What's she like?
Who, the boss?
Yeah.
Same as any other boss.
Hey, I'm the boss in our place.
Apart from you.
Well, she might be your boss, but I'm still going to give her a piece of my mind. I don't care if she just give you use of the gym for footy practice.
Yeah, we still have to pay for it. We just get it a bit cheaper, that's all. Besides, she's always banging on about the school being a community resource. Well, I'm part of the community, so...
Well, it's time she made it more like a resource and less like a battleground for kids like our Anthony.
Oh, Marty.
All right, Jill. This is my wife, Diane.
Pleased to meet you. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, it's all right, no problem.
Won't be long.
Why did I say it was all right? She's only the headmistress. It's not as if she's a nun or anything.
Hey, kid, you'll never guess what dropped through the letterbox this morning.
What?
Holidays for the over 50s. One day I've been 50. One day. Talk about quick off the mark. Oh, please hurry up and give us your money before you drop down dead. That's nice, isn't it?
It's amazing how they find out, isn't it?
Well, that's the wonder of computers, that is, love. Information technology. Data mining, they call it.
Yeah, well, my data wouldn't be worth mining.
Hey, there's some good offers in here. Shall I book us a little break, love? You mean the kids?
No thanks, Dad. I'm not that desperate.
It might just be because I've been under a massive amount of stress lately, but I'm at the end of my tether, Doctor. Every night I wake up in these hot sweats and my skin's all prickly. I'm tired all the time. I ache all over.
Where specifically do you ache?
All over?
Your joints?
Yeah. And it's affecting my mood. I'm losing my temper all the time. I can't concentrate on anything. I just feel like I can't cope anymore.
Is there ever any pain when you have sex?
Don't remember.
Me neither.
It has been a while. Why does that matter?
Because, to be honest with you, everything you've just described to me is consistent with the onset of the menopause.
I knew it.
It's been going on ever since they came here. They were expelled from Blessed Rodney Bennett, apparently. So that proves the bad news.
Our Anthony wouldn't hurt a fly, and they're making his life an absolute misery. And your anti-bullying strategy has been less than useless so far.
Well, to be fair, we can't do anything until we know there's a problem. If a member of staff had actually witnessed...
Marty witnessed it.
Was this when you shoved Imelda Clough in the street?
No, he saw them hitting our Anthony at school 3 weeks ago.
Did he fill in an incident sheet?
No.
Why not?
Our son's life's being ruined here, and you want him to fill out a form?
I know it sounds like unnecessary bureaucracy.
You people are always complaining about paperwork.
Once a sheet has been filled in, it goes to the head of year. He then informs the parents.
I am the parent. You want me to fill in a form to give to Paul O'Brien so he can tell me about something I already know?
No, obviously not. But Paul would then tell Anthony's form tutor. The form tutor would have a chat with Imelda and Paige.
A chat? What do you mean, a chat?
They'd be told that their behaviour is unacceptable.
But would they be punished?
Oh, yeah, certainly they would. Yeah, they could be given detention or extra work, but the important thing would be to come to an agreement with them that the bullying has to stop.
An agreement? Police don't agree to stop. They have to be forced. And it's your job to force them.
All the stress you've been under, it's bound to have made your symptoms worse.
How long do they last?
Usually between 2 and 5 years. I know it sounds like a long time, but if you look after yourself, low fat, high fibre, plenty of calcium, exercise more, drink less, stop smoking, it'll seem like even longer. I know it's boring, Mrs. Dixon, but all that stuff really will help. And then there's always HRT.
I had some laser treatment for precancerous cells about 3 years ago now.
Where were the cells?
Down below.
That might not make any difference. What I'll do is I'll give you something to help you sleep over the next couple of weeks, and I'll give you some leaflets to read. And then when the trial's over and things have settled down, see how you feel. Make an appointment to see me at the surgery, and we can talk about what you want to do next. Is that okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Doctor.
You don't want to go, do you?
I'm sure we could all think of things we'd rather be doing.
You know what I mean.
Oh, it just feels so strange. Especially after what happened to Susanna. I feel like I belong in the dock more than your dad does.
Hey,
Neither of you belong there. You remember that.
Somebody is dead. The whole trial is going to revolve around whether it was murder or not. Every question, every piece of evidence, it's just going to take me right back to Susanna.
Look, I know it's going to be difficult for you to sit through.
It's going to be difficult for both of us.
But my dad needs all the support he can get today.
I know. Don't worry. I'll be fine.
We can only take a single incident so far, but once we've got evidence of persistent bullying, then we can begin what we call a pupil support programme.
And what's that?
Well, first of all, every teacher is told about the problem.
I don't want everyone in the staff room knowing our auntie's being bullied by girls.
But Marty, if you want us to deal with it, we've got to know it's happening. At no stage would any teacher do anything to highlight Anthony.
They'll be laughing at him, though, behind his back.
But once they know the situation, they can take certain practical measures. Make sure Imelda and Paige never sit together, for example. That neither of them go anywhere near Anthony.
It doesn't happen during lessons. Most of the time it kicks off outside the class because the teacher's late.
If your staff could just get there on time.
Well, it's happening outside the school.
Well, there's not a lot I can do about that. I'd normally tell the parents that if an assault happened off school premises, they should go to the police. I'd then warn the bully and the bully's parents that this is what would happen if the incident reoccurred. But unfortunately, if I'd said that to Imelda Clough's parents at the time, she'd have come right back at me with, "But that's the caretaker that assaulted my Imelda."
He just shoved her to get her off Anthony.
Oh, yeah, sure. But they'll call it a personal vendetta, won't they? I've had parents sit in that chair time and time again. My girl's not like that. No, she's a good girl. That caretaker's got it in for her. It's a clash of personalities. And that's when I hand over the incident sheets. Different dates, different members of staff, different incidents, all recorded. Facts and figures. And that's what has the effect. That's when they start listening. That's what the bureaucracy's for.
Yeah. All right. You've made your point. I wish I hadn't shoved and I wish I'd filled in a form instead, but it's done now.
Hiya, love. Did you see the doctor then?
Yeah,
And what'd they say?
he just confirmed a few things for me.
Like what?
He says I'm going through the menopause.
Ah, well, that explains it then, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, why you been acting like a mad woman over the trial?
We'll put Imelda and Paige on what we call conduct reports. Every teacher at the end of every class fills in a report on how they've behaved. They're closely monitored for 2 weeks. Then the parents come in again and hopefully the child thrusts the report in my face and says, there, I told you I was a good kid, told you I wasn't a bully. And I look and I say, oh yeah, I see, sorry. And I smile to myself and think, problem solved.
For 2 weeks.
But if that doesn't work, if the conduct reports aren't satisfactory, they go on what's called target sheets.
Oh, for crying out loud, more forms. My son sobbed himself to sleep last night. Why can't he just get rid of the evil little monsters?
Because it'll cost them money, that's why.
Because every child has a right to an education.
Not if they're ruining everyone else's education.
Rushed off your feet there.
Oh, bored out my mind more like. Can't wait for me dinner hour.
I'm that desperate I'm even beginning to consider an over-50s holiday with my dad.
What's one of them? Bingo and ballroom dancing?
Anything could be an improvement at the moment. No one had told you I was married to him when I was only joking. Well, I'm beginning to think I really am now.
Hey, you'd miss him if he wasn't there, though.
Yeah, you're right. How is your dad? His trial starts soon, doesn't it?
Well, the swearing, the jury and the savvy.
Wish him the best, eh?
I will, thanks. We're all going down there in an hour or so. That's why I got these, to keep the kids occupied.
You taking the kids with you?
Oh, no, Rachel's minding them.
Jackie, I know this probably isn't a very good time to ask, but I was wondering, you know, about that job in Newcastle.
Oh, Bladen, where the races are?
Yeah, is it too late to apply?
I haven't got a clue, but I'll find out for you if you want.
If I exclude them today, they'll appeal against their exclusions tomorrow. And unless I've got all the proper procedures in place, they'll win their appeals.
I don't believe this.
That's why we need All this information, incident sheets, conduct reports, target sheets, etc. So, the next thing that happens is they'll go into isolation. They'll be taken out of their class and they'll be taught one-to-one by a learning mentor.
Special treatment, you mean?
Well, they have to be kept in at break times. They have to have their dinner with the teacher. So, the next step is to get in the education welfare officer. That's an external specialist. And all the time we'll be saying to them and their parents, look, this is getting more and more serious. If you don't start behaving, you're going to be excluded. And if they're still not listening, then they go in front of a disciplinary panel.
Oh, I've heard enough of this.
No, you haven't, Mrs. Murray.
It's delaying tactics. You're just avoiding the issue.
Your husband's the school caretaker. That's an issue too. If he'd kept his temper under control.
I was defending me son.
If you'd kept your temper under control, I would already have seen the parents. But we decided on a wait-and-see policy for the sake of your job, remember?
Keep an eye on them, we decided. Not wait and see.
Yes, but if you'd told us about it when you first found out, the PSP would already be in place now.
We've gone over this.
Sure. I'm just making the point that any delay isn't only the fault of the school.
What's the disciplinary panel? Can they get rid of them?
It's the head of year. It's the form teacher, various other teachers, the education welfare officer, parents. It's a small court, serious stuff. We negotiate new targets. We all agree easily achievable. Get your homework in on time, don't chew in class, stay away from Anthony Murray. And if that doesn't work, then we go to the governors and we say, look, we've done this, 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 this and this. Here's all the evidence. Nothing's worked. These kids have got to go.
But that could take months. My son could be getting tortured for months.
No. If we all work together and keep each other informed, we could solve this problem in no time.
Well, all I can say is I better get results, and quick. Because I'm not going to let this lie.
You're so wrapped up in yourself, you don't realise what I've been going through.
I do now, though. I've been reading about it. I know you're going to get these mood swings.
You don't give me a second thought.
Look, I know you can't help it, love. It's hormones and stuff.
It's not hormones.
Well, what else is it, then?
Why do I put up with you, eh? What am I doing here?
Hey, what's all the shouting about? Come on, Anth. Our Mike's trying to get some kip.
Why do I ever listen to a word you say?
You don't.
Oh, right. That's it. I've had enough.
Where are you off now?
Out.
But we've got to be going soon. How long are you going to be?
What's going on?
The doctor's just told her that she's going through the change. That's why she's been acting the way she is. Of course, when I explained that to her, she went mad, didn't she? Slapped me across the face. Now she's just stormed off out.
Is she coming to court with us?
I don't know, son. I don't know if I'll ever see her again the way she's been acting.
How come the first school could expel them so fast? That's what I want to know.
Well, he probably didn't. Our place probably did a deal with them. Give us your bullies, it'll keep our numbers up. The whole thing is about money and PR. She could have got shut of them if she'd wanted. But then the council would have fined her, and every single kid that she expels shows on a league table, which is bad for the school image, isn't it?
Do you think any of these things you talked about will work?
See, they might work, but then everybody's got to do their jobs. And half of the teachers in that place, well, he won't be bothered to fill in the forms and that.
You can talk.
Oh, don't start. Listen, at least we got things moving. If the school pulls their weight and we do things at our end, well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, eh?
I need to see Katie.
She's finished for the day.
But I really need to talk to
Can
her.
I help?
Is she still here?
I think she's putting a coat on in the back room.
Well, will you tell her I need to see her?
What do you want?
Sit down a minute.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry about that. Do you want to follow me?
What's this all about?
You need to know the truth.
What truth?
You were right. Clint was innocent.
How do you know?
Robbie told me. He admitted it to me. It was him that broke into our house that night. He was after revenge. Clint realised what he was up to, so he followed him, tried to stop him. He was trying to stop him when Ron came into the room and shot him. I'm sorry. I just thought you should know. I should have told you sooner, but...
But what?
Well, nothing.
How long have you known?
2 days.
2 days?
I'm sorry.
Why would Robbie tell you and not me?
I think he just wanted to put more pressure on Ron.
So Ron knows?
Yeah.
Who else knows?
We all do.
Jackie?
Yeah.
Rachel? They have been calling Clinton scum for months. And for 2 days now, they've known it was a lie. And they haven't had the guts to come and tell me to my face. Well, they're the scum. And now I know the truth. Everyone's gonna know. The whole courtroom. And your fella is definitely gonna go down. And I'm gonna be there every minute to watch him suffering and squirming. You know when they finally say the word guilty? I am gonna laugh in his face.
You ready?
Doesn't look like she's going to turn up, Pops.
Let's go.
Hiya.
Hi, love. Is it dinner time already?
Yeah.
Doesn't time fly when you're having fun?
I'm gonna make myself a butty. Do you want one?
Nice one, thanks, kid.
I thought you were gonna do those shutters today.
Yeah, I've just got a bit of work to do first.
What kind of work is this?
It's my manifesto for life. Post-50, post-divorce. I'm going to write about what it feels like to be finally free. Then I'm going to post it on my webpage.
Well, when you've done that, will you repaint the shutters?
I don't be going on about it. I've got to do some notes, you know, for my interview with Nikki next week.
But can't that wait? The house looks a show.
Lindsay, don't nag.
Ham or cheese?
Ham.
I know this isn't going to be easy for you.
Look, I'm family now. I should be here.
Shanti felt the same. What is wrong with her?
Look, he's finished now. Let's find out what he's been saying. Eh?
What's happening?
Well, when he comes back out, I have to surrender myself to the court. Then the first thing to do is put the charges to me. Then they swear the jury in.
He reckons that's as far as we'll get, you know, with it being Friday afternoon.
The prosecution won't start putting its case till next week.
Where have you been?
Oh, Anthea, love. I'm made up, you know, love. I've been worried sick about you. You all right?
Not really, no.
Look, love, I'm awful sorry about before. You know, I was totally out of order. I fully deserved that slap.
I think I might have made a massive mistake, Ron.
Why? What have you done?
I went back to the medical centre.
So?
I saw Katie.
And what?
I told her the truth about what Clint was doing in the house that night.
Oh, that's brilliant. She'll be shouting it from the rooftops now.
I thought we'd agreed to keep it quiet.
That's all she needs. Some menopausal housewife blabbing her mouth off to anyone who'll listen.
You're deliberately trying to get me sent down.
Hey, Mr. Dixon?
You've dropped me right in it now. You know that, don't you?
I'm sorry.
If you can't keep a secret from Katie, how the hell are you going to stand up to a cross-examination in court? You might as well be a hostile witness, you stupid cow.
We talked about it, didn't we, Anthea? We told you what would happen. And you've just gone ahead and done it anyway. This is a betrayal, Anthea. It's a total betrayal. We're going to go out there today as a family, face the might of the British justice system. And if there's one thing I've always had faith in all throughout my life, is British justice.
Anthony, eat it. Me and your mum have got to go to work.
Now you're bullying me?
What do you think his chances are going to be?
We'll do our very best for him. Members of the jury, the defendant is charged with murder.
Oh, all that next week. And Brookie's Claire Sweeney does a quick change for Graham Norton later tonight at 10:30. Jerry Hall presents a countdown of your all-time favourite temptresses. Top 10 TV sex bombs tomorrow at 10:15. Next in 4, it's Friends.
Well, my dad's on trial today for murder, for defending his home and his family. I've had better days. Been to work?
Yeah. Anthony took Beth into the nursery for me. This week is going to cost us a fortune.
I will be okay, Rich. Our Jackie will help us out on me dad.
It's not that I don't want to go to the court, it's just the money.
How was me dad?
Well, he was down here when I left at 6 this morning, seemed really keyed up.
Has Auntie mentioned anything about your evidence?
No, not to me. Hiya.
Hiya. How's me dad?
He hardly slept a wink, to be honest.
Oh, he's not the only one.
Well, big day's finally here.
You okay?
Yeah, sure. Feel a bit like one of them soldiers in the First World War, though. You know, in the trenches up to the necks, innit? Then the order comes. Time to go over the top.
Morning. What time have you been there since?
5:30, to be exact. Preparing me notes.
What for?
I'm being interviewed. Nicky Shadwick's studying me. Part of a coursework.
What's she studying at uni? Typing?
No, Sarko. Psychology, thank you very much.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, listen, don't be worrying about dinner. I'll be back in time to do you something nice.
Right, God, yeah. Hey, at least we won't be having the same as Ron Dixon. Bread and water he'll be on before too long. And all the other delights behind bars.
Do you reckon he will get banged up?
Love, he had a gun. He's shot, the lad. I'll have to send him down as an example. Otherwise there'll be a licence for everyone to do it.
Suppose.
Hey, that could have been you up for murder not that long ago. You and your gun, remember? Pulling the trigger on that no-mark Gary. Lucky a jam day. Could have been you behind bars ever since.
Okay, well, all that is in the past for me now. And there is no way I'm going back there.
Good, glad to hear it.
Dad, you know the shutters?
On my list!
Could you put them on today's list?
Probably, yeah. Have to see how I go on with my interview.
We'll all be there for you, Dad.
I hope so, son. It's mad, isn't it, eh? I spent all these years getting the place just how I wanted it. By the end of the week, I could be locked up for life. Never get the benefit of all the hard work.
Don't be talking like that.
I know. I'm sorry. But it's no use fooling myself, is it? This could be my last week as a free man.
Come on, Dad, there's a long way to go yet.
No use hiding from the reality, Michael. We might as well all just accept it. It's very likely that I'm going to jail, and whether we like it or not, it's the truth, isn't it?
Whatever happens, it's the law that will decide your future, but you've got a lot of people on your side already. You know that.
More than I ever could have dreamed of. Hey, come on, love. Enough of all that, eh? It's brave face time now. Well, come on. Where's the stiff upper lips? Come on, we're going out there today, as a family, into that court. Face the might of the British justice system. And if there's one thing I've always had faith in all throughout my life, is British justice. Let's hope it doesn't let me down, eh? You all right, Dad?
Yeah.
Come here, you two. I know we've had our ups and downs over the years, but when it comes down to kids, I couldn't have wished for better than you two.
We don't want to be late.
Yeah, Dad, we better go, you know.
All right. Let's go and show them what we're made of, eh? That we're not scum like them Moffats. We're fighters, aren't we? We're the Dixons. We stand by each other through thick and thin. Well, who are we? The Dickos. The Dickos.
I'm not going into school.
Mrs. Plummer's expecting her. She's booked a time specially.
I don't want to go and see her.
You've got to see her. Tell her your side of things so she can help you.
And once you've seen Mrs. Plummer, don't forget, I'm gonna be there for you every break time, every dinner. On your way in, on your way home, I'm gonna be watching you, okay? And if Imelda steps out of line once, you're not gonna have to be dealing with her. She'll be dealt with through the proper channels. Okay?
And Mrs. Plummer's not going to watch me every minute of the day, is she?
You're going. Now eat up.
It's gone all soggy.
Anthony, eat it. Me and your mum have got to go to work.
Now you're bullying me.
Called her a bad time, have I?
Hello, kid. No, just killing time doing this. So you're doing psychology, eh? What year are you in?
My second year.
Nice one. So how do you reckon I can help you?
Well, with you having been a user of the mental health service, I just wondered if I could ask you some questions on the available resources.
Yeah, sure.
And some other stuff on stigmatisation, well, if that's okay with you.
Ooh, available resources, stigmatisation. You've come to the right fella. Come on, let's get on with it. See if we can't get you a AA+, hey?
I never thought I'd find myself back in this place. Kept me awake for ages last night, remembering about being here with my mum and our Ben. Having to answer all them questions about my dad.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming, Rich.
Yeah, well, you were there for me when I needed it.
And just slip out if it all gets too much for you. Right.
How's your father bearing up?
Oh, he's terrified, to be honest. He sat outside in the car for 10 minutes, didn't want to come in at all.
He is here now, though.
He hasn't done a runner, no, apart from going to the toilet.
Nerves have just got to him a little bit.
Oh, yeah, this is my brother and this is my sister-in-law.
Hello. And that's our prosecution.
So, what do you think his chances are going to be?
We'll do our very best for him. Forgive me for being on the move. You'll have to excuse me. Nigel. How on earth are you?
Fair enough.
What's he like? He's supposed to be defending me dad. He could have a bit more fight in him.
He was just being careful, that's all. I mean, you wouldn't expect him to say anything else.
Look at them all, pally.
Yeah, well, they're workmates, aren't they? Seeing each other every day.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be in each other's pockets, though, should they? Just ignore them.
Great. That's all my dad needs. Some old boy's network stitching him up.
Or getting him off. And the system can work both ways.
The most useful thing I learned in hospital? Well, how to accept the things you can't change, I suppose, not fight them. And to work out what's important to you.
Most people think that they just drug you up in these places, give you a bit of time to get a grip, and then pff, out you go.
Do you know what else most people think? Anyone who's been down that mental health road, you know, having a problem, they're scared of them. Because they think they're all psychos. And do you know what else they're scared of? Even more scared of. That they'll end up like that themselves. Because they know how easy it is to tip over the edge.
Like people are ashamed of the stigma of it, you mean?
Of course they are. It's 1 in 4 of the population we're talking about here, you know. 1 in 4 who've had mental health problems. When I think about it, the people I met in there. I mean, I was in a bad way, but some of them, they've had years of it. Struggling to live with it for years. Like some massive weight dragging them down all the time. And they felt like lepers. Like other people thought it was catching. So they're always shying away from them. Even some of their own families didn't want to know them. Like their own mums and dads only being really happy when they're locked up I mean, what kind of a way to go through life is that? Like you're some walking disease? Because that's what it feels like.
Is it really that bad?
When you've gone over the edge like they have, like I had, it's like you start living in, oh, I don't know, some invisible parallel society, like Stigma World or somewhere. You go out, right? Get out and you go for a job. They find out, no job. It's like having a criminal record. You've got nowhere to live. So they stick it in with a load of other people all struggling to cope in some drop-in centre run by some charity scrabbling for pennies, some old run-down shop somewhere. You know, all the carpets are sticky. The places all stink of fag smoke. And the staff there, I mean, they might be good-hearted, you know, they might be trying their best, but they're run ragged. Because all they're doing most of the time is holding people together for as long as they can until they're on the way again, over that edge.
And is that what happened to you when you stood on the edge of the school roof? Only you stepped back from the edge?
I never stepped back, love. I was dragged back. But to be honest with you, though, in my head, I'd already jumped.
I stood on the edge of a roof once, wondering if I should jump.
And are you glad you didn't now?
Most of the time.
I hope it goes well for you.
Us, you mean? It's not just me.
Us, I meant.
Do you have to stay out here, do you?
That's what they said. Can't come in because I'm a witness.
The only witness?
Apart from Robbie Moffat.
All right, then, the only witness who'll show up in court, then he won't dare show his face.
Mr. Dixon?
On my way.
You better go. Good luck, love.
Everyone keeps wishing me good luck. But luck shouldn't come into it, should it? Not if the jury hear what they need to hear. Off you.
I know.
You won't let me down, will you, love?
I'll do the best I can. I promise.
For months afterwards, I just found it really hard to talk to people about what I'd been through, or even what I was still going through.
Sounds like you don't need to be interviewing me. Got enough experience of your own to draw on there.
I couldn't write any of that stuff down, not in a piece of coursework.
Why not?
Because of the stigma, I suppose.
Exactly. And all it shows is that you're human, that's all, doesn't it?
I couldn't even talk to my own family about it.
How sad is that, eh? You were too scared to talk to the people who love you the most. And all because you didn't want to end up in Stigma World.
You are going to stand by me, Dad, aren't you?
I'm going to do what's right. Of course I do.
We all know how hard it is for you. I mean, I'm the first to think how mad it was to get hold of a gun. And it was terrible what happened to Clint. But we've all got to go in that court today and support me Dad in whatever way we can, haven't we?
I still have nightmares about Clint lying there, seeing his blood. I knew he was dead straight away.
We can't bring Clint back though, can we? But we can keep me Dad out of jail.
Look, none of us underestimates the value of a human life, but Jackie's right. It's in the past, and, well, we can't change that. And you know what's going through Ron's heart of hearts? He'll be punishing himself for the rest of his life.
Oh, you better go in.
You should be coming in, you know, if Savvy sees, but he's filling up in there.
Going in now, yeah?
Aye, look who's here.
Oh, poor Katie. This is going to be awful for her.
Let's just go and get a seat.
So, running away, are you?
Leave it, Casey.
The way you leave things, you mean? Like telling me Clint wasn't a burglar. How long have you known, eh?
Katie.
Don't be out at you. You're as bad as she is.
This is not the time or the place.
At least Auntie had the decency to come and tell me what I'd known all along. Clint wasn't the robbing scumbag you all had him down for.
How were we to know the truth of what happened?
You could have believed me when I told you he wasn't like that.
Yeah, well, it's too late now, whatever.
Come on.
Yeah, too late for Clint. Shouldn't just be your dad on trial here today. It should be you as well, for all the bad mouth the Clint you've done.
What are you doing here?
My brother was murdered. Why wouldn't it be here? Someone's got to make sure the truth comes out.
This trial wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for you.
This is happening because your dad shot my brother in cold blood, and he's going down for it. Believe me.
Come on. Your brother died because of you, not anyone else. And you knew that's the truth as well as me.
Come on, let's go.
You were at Ron's house the night he shot Clint, weren't you? To rob the place and to terrify the lies out of them again. And Clint was there to try and stop you, wasn't he?
It just seems mad not to spend money on the people who need it.
Well, there's no votes in mental health services. That's why. People don't want to pay any more on the taxes. They don't want to pay a few extra pence on their ale or their ciggies or their petrol. But it doesn't just need the money to change things. It needs the will from the high-ups.
Like a lot of things. Student loans, tuition fees. Nobody seems to listen.
At least students can get out there and protest, can't they? You know, put pressure on for what they want. Big breweries do that. And the tobacco companies. Even fuel protesters. See, they're all people with muscle, being prepared to use it, to make sure their voices are heard, shouting loud for their vested interests. But when you've been where I was, the fight goes out of you. I've talked to loads of people like me about this, on the internet. When you have a mental health problem, you lose your confidence. You lose your voice, because no one's giving you the feeling that you're important anymore, at all. It gets worse the more you think about it. Because you end up thinking, well, maybe I am some plague monster that should be hidden away or piled up. I was in the fields and burned. How much coursework have you got to do on this subject?
Only one assignment.
Oh, right. Better put a sock in it then, eh?
Members of the jury, the defendant is charged with murder. He was the householder at 8 Brookside Close, and the deceased was burgling the house. Now, there have been a number of cases in recent times in which a man has shot dead an intruder. They're very important cases, because a man has a right to take reasonable steps to defend his own home. But on behalf of the prosecution, I say that the defendant went far further than that. This was cold-blooded murder. And the first reason I have for saying this is that the defendant had a sawn-off shotgun. A gun that he must have been ready and waiting and hoping for an opportunity to use. There is no dispute that the defendant shot Clinton Moffat. He has admitted as much to the police. But there is another reason why I say this was murder. In some cases of this nature, a householder may be validly forced to fire a gun in order to defend himself. But this is not that sort of case. When Clinton Moffat was shot, he was unarmed, he posed no threat. The defendant never needed to pull the trigger. And yet he shot him dead.
Hey, Mum, guess he wasn't in school this morning. Imelda. Yeah, and I'm starving.
That's because you didn't eat your breakfast.
Did you see Mrs. Plummer?
She was really good with him. And he was a star. Total star.
Oh, Aunt Love, well done. I'm so proud of you. I've done you both so much there because I've got to go back to work. I've got a cut and colour booked in 10 minutes.
We'll polish them off in no time, won't we?
So what do they say they'll do about Imelda?
She said he can't do anything yet. Until she gets back to school.
I think she knew what to expect, so, she sagged off.
Of course she has. She's worried she'll get what for. Scared to show her face. See ya.
The defendant, as he admits, possessed the gun illegally. Now, that in itself does not show that he was unjustified in using it so as to make it murder. But when I tell you that he went out and he bought a sawn-off shotgun, what kind of intent do you think he had then?
You left your paint and your brush outside.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Got sidetracked when Nikki came. Hey, she gave me a few ideas for my own page. Look, don't be worrying about the painting. It'll get done.
How did it go?
Excellent, yeah, I think. She took loads of notes.
Sally all right?
You
Yeah,
have
great.
email.
Hey, there's an email here for you.
For me? Who off?
Yeah, look, Jackie Dixon from a fitness place.
Well, what does she want? For me never to darken a door again.
Dear Lindsay, sorry couldn't catch you in person. Oh, what job's that then?
I was just managing a health club at a club like hers. It's all right, I'm not going to go. Do you want mustard on your ham?
Hang on. What? You've been offered a job in Newcastle and you've turned it down?
Don't worry, I'm not going to run away and leave you.
But a manager's job?
It wasn't right for me, honest.
Have you got any idea what it's been like trying to live with myself since that night? The little brother I looked after all my life, he's dead because of me. If I hadn't been so stupid, going round to Ron's house to try and pay the Dixons back for my own stupid reasons, he wouldn't be dead, would he? And Clint was trying to stop me, yeah? That's why he was there. How am I going to live with myself?
You should have thought that before, shouldn't you?
So there you have it. The deceased was a burglar. A burglar who broke into the defendant's house, giving him the right to take reasonable steps to defend himself and his home. But what he was not entitled to do was to take a sawn-off shotgun. And when the burglar was no threat to him and may have been retreating, to shoot him at a distance of some 14 feet. Members of the jury, this is clearly not a case of self-defense. This was murder in cold blood.
Been a long way for you out here, hasn't it? Giving you plenty of time to think.
What about?
Whether or not you're going to tell the truth.
I have made my mind up, yeah.
Sure, tell them what really happened.
I'm going to support my husband.
You're going to lie under oath.
I'm going to support my husband.
Big mistake, Anthea. Very big mistake. You wait and see.
There's a new witness come forward.
What new witness?
Who do you think? You let your own brother get killed instead of you, and now you're the big sacrifice yourself to save us, mate.
Get out of my face, will you?
What's brought this on, Dad?
I don't need looking after anymore.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Brookside continues at 8:30 tomorrow night. Next this evening, can Casper be transformed into a mean wrestling machine? Find out in Faking It.
You'll be okay. Imelda hasn't been in school all week. She can't bully if she's not there now, can she?
I'm all right.
Yeah, but you've been working all night. Why don't you stay here and get some kit?
We'll be out of court by 4. I can grab a couple of hours then.
Michael, son, you can't keep these kind of hours up.
It's not going to go on forever. And anyway, I want to be there for you.
You're ashamed. It's made a right mess of you. Is it oil? Yeah. Here.
All right. Got a new job as a mechanic?
No, just had a bit of an accident in the garage. Kind
gonna take you a while to wash that out your hair, isn't it?
It'll soon wash out. Hey, good luck for today.
Thanks. Hey, did you find about that job in Newcastle?
No, I didn't. I've been a bit busy, you know, looking after my dad. I'll see you.
All right, see you later. See you in a bit.
See you.
Morning.
Oh, I...
What's happened to Lindsay?
Oh, a bit of an oil spill at work. Well, it's her own fault for carrying on working there. She had the chance of a great job in Newcastle, so it's her hard luck if she didn't take it.
Are children going to nursery, all right?
Yeah, fine. Bit of a rush, like, and Beth was a bit clingy at Rachel, but it's all right.
Yep.
Look at the state of me. I'll never get the oil out of this.
Love, what have you been doing?
It wasn't even my fault. It was the stupid delivery driver. I was only taking the pump readings, and next thing I knew, his oil can had burst all over me. Oh, stinks. Plus, half the close laughed at me on the way home. Is there enough water for the hot bath?
Oh, kid, I've just had one. Be half an hour before it's hot again.
Brilliant.
How come all the other courts have started on time and we didn't?
At least I'm asylum seeker, I'll bet you. Getting preferential treatment.
Should have been in there an hour ago.
And that could happen today. This afternoon? That would be very good. Yes, I think we should round it. I'm just going into court now.
Aye, what's going on there?
I don't know. Something's on.
Like what?
Who knows? Tell us when they're ready.
There you go.
Ah, great.
You know, I thought you'd be in court checking out Ron Dixon's trial.
Yeah, well, I did think about it. Living through the attack once was bad enough, but I just couldn't face going through it again, you know.
And Nicky's been telling me a bit about your secret past.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. What's she been saying?
Something about your army days.
Oh, she must have meant the national service.
Don't tell me. You were some big secret agent in the Cold War.
Oh, imagination's running away with her. Hey, come on, what are you doing? Have you come here to help me or what? Get a brush and get stuck in, come on.
Mr. Dobson.
Your Honour, I have asked for the jury to be kept out of court because I am astonished at the course my learned friend is proposing to take. He intends to call as witness Robert Moffat, brother of the deceased, who is apparently going to say that he was in the house at the time of the shooting. Now, this clearly alters the prosecution case and should not be allowed at this time.
How can this be justified, Mr. Westbrook?
Your Honour, I agree it is a most unusual situation, and I apologise for that. Mr. Moffat only came forward last night, but clearly he must be the most important witness in the case.
How old are you now, then?
22 next week.
22? I was 22 once, 1956. I'd just come back from Malaya and doing national service.
I always thought you would have been 20 around the 60s. You know, had you down as one of those mad hippie types.
Oh, well, I had hair, you know, but I wasn't a hippie. No way, no. When I was your age, I had a duck's ass.
A what?
A DA. A DA, you know. Teddy boy style.
You were a teddy boy?
Yeah. I was in the Broadway gang.
I just can't imagine you with one of those mad hairstyles, that's all.
Mad haircuts? Do you mind? Have you had a good look at yours?
So did you wear them drainpipe kecks and all?
Yeah. Drapes, crepes, a lot. Steel comb. And, God, we used to fight like bantams.
You're one of the hard men, eh?
Yeah, well, we'd just come back from Malaya, hadn't we? I mean, they taught us how to fight.
Yeah, with guns, but not with steel combs.
You'd be amazed what we learnt out there. They'd fill us with a couple of tiger beers, set us on the CTs, and well, you had to look after yourself out there, you know.
So who are these CTs, then? Some unarmed peasant group?
Unarmed peasants? I'll tell you who the CTs were. They were the communist terrorists, that's who the CTs were. And they took more than a steel comb to sort that lot out, I'll tell you.
Here they are. Smells something vaguely like coffee.
What's up?
They've adjourned until 2 o'clock.
There's a new witness come forward.
What new witness?
Who do you think?
Slimy toe rag.
What are you doing?
Trying to get the oil out of this for you.
Oh, great, thanks, Dad.
Well, it's only what you deserve.
Why, what have I done?
Well, for a start, looking after me. ever since your mother's not been on the scene.
You don't take any looking after.
Oh, Lindsay, I've been ill, but it's not left me stupid. I know how much you've done for me.
Like what?
Well, you've cooked for me. You've done my washing for me. You've cleaned the house, haven't you?
Olivia would be doing that anyway.
You bought new socks for me. You've kept tabs on me taking me pills. You've even held me hand for me. You've done loads, you know you have.
I've done what I thought was needed, that's all. You're me dad, I wouldn't see you struggling on your own. Never forgive myself.
See you at home time then, I suppose.
Hey, come on, kids, you know.
Shouldn't have to have you looking after me like this. What if you didn't work here? Then I would have to put up with it, wouldn't I? Be bullied by a pair of girls.
Andy,
What?
what about we go down the shops after school and I get you a great big bag of sweets or something?
Yeah, okay. But it's not going to stop me being bullied, is it?
Can you take the Bible in your right hand and read from the card?
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Will you please tell the court your name?
Robert Moffat.
Mr. Moffat, you are about to give evidence with regard to what happened while you were committing burglary. It is my duty to warn you that you are entitled to refuse to answer any questions put to you on the grounds that it may incriminate you. Now, my guess is you've already taken the decision to give such evidence, but it is still my duty to tell you.
Yes, Your Honour.
Very well.
Mr. Moffat, could you please tell the court your relationship to the deceased Clinton Moffat?
He was me brother, me little brother.
And where were you on the night your brother died?
What, the night he shot him? The night he murdered him?
Really, Your Honour?
Mr. Moffat, it is for the court to decide whether your brother was murdered.
The night your brother was shot, you were about to say.
I was there.
Could you elaborate?
I was in the room.
Which room?
The night he shot my brother, I was in the Dixon's kitchen. I know exactly what happened.
Hey, you put some elbow grease into that.
I can't get it to shift. I wouldn't mind. I even bought water-based paint to do it in the first place so it'd wash off.
Yeah, well, I hope it'll wash off your shoes. Have you seen the state you've got yourself in? And it'll be me who has to clean them, remember?
And while Mr. Dixon stood there with his gun, did you make any move towards him from behind the island unit?
I didn't know. I made sure I was out of sight.
And your late brother Clinton, could you describe where he was?
He'd followed me in.
And where was he?
He was more in the middle of the kitchen.
And you heard an exchange of words from the hallway?
That's right, yeah.
Between?
Ron and Anthea.
Ron Dixon, the accused?
That's right.
And his wife, Anthea. And why would you have recognized their voices?
Because I used to be engaged to his daughter.
Can you recall what words were spoken by these two people?
I can.
Would you tell us, please?
Well, I heard them on the stairs, where they were to start with. She said, put the gun away, leave it to the police.
And was there a reply?
He said, I can't. And she said, wait, I'll call them.
And Mr. Dixon's response?
The phone's in there.
Meaning the room that you were in?
That's right.
And did Mr. Dixon say anything else after the phone's in there?
Just stay back.
Just stay back. Now, was this a warning to you or your brother?
To neither of us. It was to Anthea to stay back, to keep out of his way.
Because he had a gun?
Must have been, yeah.
You appear to have a very clear recollection of these events, Mr. Moffat. Are you sure that you're describing things accurately?
That was the night my brother was killed. It's burned into me brain, like it was last night.
Well, as your recollection is so clear, did Mr. Dixon say anything else after saying, just stay back, to his wife?
He shouted at me brother.
What was it the accused shouted?
Get out or I'll shoot. Then he fired straight away.
Straight away? And what would you consider to be straight away? 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5?
Much less than that. He said, get out or I'll shoot, then bang. Almost before he'd even finished speaking.
And was your brother moving towards Mr. Dixon at that moment?
No.
Did he make a lunge of any kind or any sudden movement?
No.
Was he carrying a weapon?
No.
In your opinion, did he make any action that may have caused the accused to feel the need to defend himself?
Nothing. No.
Nothing that might have motivated the need for self-defense?
Look, he shot our Clint in cold blood, and he knows that that's the truth, and so does Anthea. And they'll both tell you that that's the truth, unless either of them's willing to lie under oath.
We heard earlier from the police that Mr. Dixon had the gun in his possession as a deterrent against burglars. Would you please tell the court why you were in Mr. Dixon's house that night?
To rob the place.
To harm Mr. Dixon?
No.
To harm any member of his household that may have been there?
No.
Simply to effect a burglary?
That's right, yeah.
You are aware that you're making a serious admission in a court of law?
I am, yeah.
You are admitting to a crime of burglary, an admission that will lead to your immediate arrest and to proceedings against you.
I don't care.
Would you please tell the court why you're making this admission?
To make sure that my brother gets justice. I can't bring him back, but at least I can clear his name.
Clear his name? But your brother was in Mr. Dixon's house with you, effecting a burglary.
He wasn't.
Then why was he there?
He was there because he didn't want me robbing the place. He'd come after me to try and stop me.
Your brother followed you to try and stop you from burgling Mr. Dixon's house.
That's right.
Mr. Moffat, did your brother try to stop you forcing entry?
No.
Did he say anything to you?
No.
So you went in and he went after you?
That's right.
Is this what you're trying to tell the court, that had he not been shot, your brother might have managed to prevent you burgling later on?
That's right.
Very well. Of course, Mr. Westbrook, even if Clinton Moffat was as much a burglar as his brother on this occasion, it still leaves open the question as to whether his being shot amounts to murder or otherwise.
Exactly, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Moffat.
Mr. Moffat, did your brother know you were a burglar before that night?
No.
Had he ever been out burgling with you before?
No.
Had he ever tried to stop you from burgling before?
No.
Then why did he go out with you that particular night?
I don't know.
When you arrived at number 8 Brookside Close, did you ring the bell?
No.
So your brother can't have thought that it was a social call?
He was there to try and stop me breaking in.
He wasn't doing a very good job of it, was he? When you go out to burgle a house, you do it as quietly as possible, don't you?
I suppose so, yeah.
But you are trying to tell the court that your brother was trying to prevent you from burgling the house, and yet no one heard this commotion? Do you realize, Mr. Moffat, that as soon as you had entered the house, you had already committed the crime of burglary?
I didn't know that, no.
So that's what your brother was trying to do, was it? He was letting you break in, but he was going to prevent you from stealing anything later on.
I never got the chance to ask him.
Might I suggest that your brother was not the public-spirited citizen you would make him out to be?
How do you mean?
Isn't it the truth that he was there to assist you in burgling the defendant's home, and therefore, with you, did present a threat to Mr. Dixon?
Look, all I'm saying is I went round there to rob the place, and our Clint came to try and stop me. Then Ron Dixon killed him. End of story.
If Your Honour pleases, I have no further questions.
I've told him the truth. Now you've got to tell him what really happened.
You should be ashamed of yourself, hiding behind cupboards. You let your own brother get killed instead of you. And now you're the big hero, sacrificing yourself to save his name.
Get out of my face, will you?
You ran away. You left your own brother for dead. You never even checked if he was alive. Fell for an ambulance, nothing. You're just a spineless, evil little coward.
What, you kid ain't got about how much you loved him?
I did!
So why did he jump into bed with me, you slag? Before he was even cold in his game!
What's up?
When you told me off before about making a mess of my shoes.
I was only messing.
You're always doing it, though. I know you never mean to, but that's how you make me feel loads of times. Every time you do something for me, something I can do myself. And I think, am I going to live the rest of my life like this? Like some helpless kid? Because I don't want to bother. I really don't want to know.
What's brought this on, Dad?
I don't need looking after anymore. And you think I do. So it's wrecking your life. And I don't want to do that. I love you too much to see you lose out because of me.
I'm not losing out.
You are. You said no to that job in Newcastle because of me.
I haven't. I just want to stay around here, that's all.
Getting covered in oil and filth in the garage. Come on. When you heard about that first job, running Jackie's health club, I saw how up for it you were. And then this job in Newcastle comes along and you're trying to tell me you're not interested.
I'm not.
I know why you're saying that. It's not because you don't want the job. It's not because you don't want the pay increase or the perks that come with it. It's because you think I can't handle life on my own. Isn't it?
Well, that's part of it, yeah. But it's not the only part. I just want to be here for you, Dad, when you need me.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't need you anymore.
Robbie was awful when he was leaving. I was terrified.
I'm not surprised.
So what had he said? Do you think it'll have an effect on things?
That prosecution fellow is going to destroy Althea.
She stands no chance. Can you believe Robbie?
He is evil. That's the only way to describe him.
Jackie, leave it.
Oh, yeah? After the way she's been going on at me for months now about the Dixons being scum, you ought to try looking in the mirror.
Come on, come on.
And after all the time she's gone on about how much she loved Clint and she's off sleeping with his brother.
All those involved in the Crown versus Dixon, court 3, please.
My turn next. Then Anthea. Let's just hope she can hold it together for me.
I can't just walk out on you, Dad. There are still times when I think you need me.
For what? To cook and clean. For my tablets. To remind me to repaint the shutters. They're all things I can do myself, love. The best thing you can do for me to make me feel better, is to get out there, take the job you want, and have a life of your own, yeah? And I promise you, love, that's me talking, not the medication.
What do you like, eh?
I don't know what I'm like, but I know what I am. I'm a fella to hit rock bottom. But he's on his way back. And he's on his way back because he's got the best daughter in the world who stood by him when he needed it. Now he doesn't need that support anymore. She's going to do what she's told and take that job in Newcastle. Aren't you?
I'll sleep on it. And I'll make my mind up tomorrow.
Well, it's your decision. But don't leave it too long, because that job could have gone.
You are Ronald Dixon of 8 Brookside Close.
I am.
You stand accused of the murder of Clinton David Moffat.
I do, yes.
Can you remind the jury how you plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
But you do admit that you shot him dead. An admission that you freely gave to the police immediately after the incident.
Yes, I did.
It is not in dispute that you shot Clinton Moffat. What is in question is whether you murdered Clinton Moffat. Now, at the start of this trial, your plea was not guilty. Having heard the evidence so far, do you wish to change your plea for any reason? You still wish to plead not guilty?
Absolutely. Not guilty. Robbie Moffat is a lying crook.
You've got the chance of a top job in Newcastle, and you're going to stand there and talk yourself out of it. Well, I'm not going to let you.
Mrs. Dixon, your husband shot Clinton Moffat in cold blood, didn't he?
Are you feeling lucky? Fun on camera in Make My Day, just about to start on E4. Here on Channel 4, the Harveys were looking for a new life together in South Africa. The end result was a family torn apart and one of them dead. Murder in Paradise, next.